This is the plaintiff, Jose Borja. He says the defendant, his great-granddaughter, has a camera and money which belongs to him, refuses to give it back, and even though it pains him, he has no choice but to sue her here in court for the $970 he's owed. This is the defendant, Jennifer Cespedes. She says her great-grandfather is sue happy. The guy even sued a famous restaurant in New York City for age discrimination. She has no idea why he thinks she should pay back a loan he made to her mother, who has since passed away, but hey, it's a free country. As far as the camera goes, her brother has it. She's accused of letting her granddaddy down.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Mr. Borja, you are suing your great-granddaughter, Jennifer Cespedes, for $970, $800 of it a loan, and $170 for a camera that she didn't return. Tell me what's going on.
Hey, good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
One day she came to my house. She spoke to my wife. She needed a favor. She needed $800 to pay for her mother's divorce, to pay the papers to the lawyer.
Okay.
My wife and myself, we agreed, we give it $800.
Okay, now her mother is your granddaughter?
Yes.
Okay, but who is it who asked for the money?
She did.
She did, okay.
So we give it the $800.
To her, not to your granddaughter.
To this young lady.
Okay. This young lady is your great-granddaughter?
Yes.
Okay.
So I asked her how she's going to pay me back. She said she sooner she received the money from her income tax, she would pay me back.
Who would?
Mrs. Jennifer.
Okay, Jennifer.
She never gave me a dime.
Okay.
2 months later, we agreed that she's going to pay me $200 a month. She don't give me nothing.
Oh, okay.
Last month, I go to her job. She agreed that she's going to send me a check. She don't send me not even a dime.
Okay.
Your Honor, she worked and she make $800 a week. She got a car, $40,000 car. Her husband work.
So why did she need $800 from you? But
Please.
why did you loan her the $800 if this everything you're saying is true?
My wife, she said, please give it to her.
Is your wife her great-grandmother?
Yes.
Yeah. Talk to me about the camera.
The camera, well, I have some old paintings in my house. And she took the picture with my camera.
Okay.
She gave me $200 for this. It's now going not even $20.
Okay. I'm sorry. Did she make that album?
Yes, the old paintings is mine.
Right.
She took the picture with my camera.
Okay.
She can finish her. She took it home, everything, including my camera. 2 months later, she gave me this, and I don't want it, but I don't say anything. And she keep the $200.
These are your oil paintings?
Yes.
These are amazing. Who are they painted by?
A friend of mine.
You don't want to say his name?
Excuse me?
They're amazing. What's his name?
Joaquín.
Joaquín ¿qué?
En Ecuador.
En Ecuador, pero what's his last name?
Cordero.
Pero I know, okay, now it's Joaquín from El Cordero, but what's his last name?
Cordero.
Oh, sorry. It's very talented. They're all paintings of civilians during war, right? Or captives.
Yes.
Wow. Who's this?
Mike Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Okay, well now it's just getting weird. All right. Let me hear from you about this loan and the camera, which are the subject of the lawsuit. Because it's kind of unusual for your great-grandfather to have to sue you.
All right. The money that was borrowed, it was my mom that borrowed the money because she didn't want to be married to my dad anymore. So she went over to him and she asked him if she can borrow $900 so she can pay for the divorce. That way she can, because she found out she had cancer and she didn't want to be buried with his last name.
Huh.
So she went over
How
there.
long had she been separated from him? Or she wasn't separated from
She
him?
was about 15 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for a long time.
So she had one final piece of... Did your mom pass away?
She did.
Okay, I'm sorry. So she didn't want...
She didn't want to be buried.
She wanted to finish the business. And
Yeah.
so who went to him and asked him for the money?
My mom.
You didn't?
I did not.
Why is he saying that you did?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Who asked for the money?
Excuse me, she asked the money and she gave it to her brother-in-law. Her brother, when her mother died, her brother-in-law gave it back the $800 to her.
Wait, stop. Who's the brother-in-law? Is that the person who was going to represent her in the divorce?
Yes.
No, he's not even a lawyer. How will he
Well,
represent
she
her?
mentioned her brother-in-law.
I
Was
let him
he-
speak. Can I speak now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I didn't interrupt him.
Okay.
So my mom went over there.
I asked him, that's why.
So my mom went over there and she said, "Listen, Grandpa, I want to get a divorce. I don't want to be buried." And because the thing is, when she buried her sister, she had to give her sister's husband a last name in the Catholic cemetery. So she didn't want his last name on her tombstone. So she went over there and she didn't ask him for the money. She asked his wife for the money. And he gave it to her. I was not present when he gave her the
Is
money.
his wife your great-grandmother?
Yes.
Okay.
She's my great grandmother. I wasn't present when he gave her the money, but she told me, and my girl, he doesn't. It's shocking to hear this because my grandfather, he doesn't lie. He doesn't. I've never known him to lie. We have a great relationship. So for him to stand there and say that I went over to him to ask him for some money is shocking to me because I didn't. It was my mom. And she found out she had cancer in 1 month. The next month, she found out it was stage 4. The next month, she found out she had 1 month to live. And then the next month, she was gone.
I'm sorry.
And that's what happened. I didn't go over there and ask for the money.
Okay. Now, that money was money that was given to a divorce lawyer?
No.
Where
My
did that
mom-
money go?
She couldn't get the divorce because all her bills were mounting up because she couldn't work. So I go over there every weekend. So she had told me about the money. So I said, "Listen, Grandpa, Mommy told me she borrowed $900 from you or $8, whatever he said. And I'm just letting you know she's getting unemployment with $400 a week. So I'm going to make sure when she gets her unemployment, she pays you little by little."
Okay.
And he said, "Sure." And I spoke to my grandma and she said, "Sure." It was fine.
Okay.
Before I came here, I called to my grandmother. And we still speak. And I told my grandmother, I said, "Grandma, do you know Grandpa's suing me?" And then she said, "Well, he feels that you should pay it." And I said, "Why?" She said, "Because you're the only one that works. My mom has 5 kids. When she passed away financially, I paid for everything. My mom doesn't even have a tombstone in her grave because I don't have the money for it.
What are the other siblings doing?
They don't work.
What do they do?
Nothing. They don't do anything. They don't work. They live with my mom. I don't live with my mom. My mom used the money to pay for bills. What bill? I can't tell you because I don't know. She took the money and she paid for the bills in her house. She never got to get her divorce. So if I was living with my mom and she was paying the bills and I was laying up in the house just like my brothers were doing, I would be more than happy to pay it to him because she used that money to pay for the bills and I'm living there, but I'm not living there. I don't live there. I have my own place. I don't live with my mom. So when he says that I went over there, I've never asked my grandfather for anything ever. And the book that he mentioned, I did that book and I did it for free. I never took any money from my grandfather.
Why does he
ever.
think that he paid you $200 for that?
For the book, I don't know. This is a living. My grandfather has sued so many people and he always wins.
Plaintiff is suing his great-granddaughter, claiming she isn't repaying money or returning his camera. But the defendant has revealed a very complicated, sad family situation with a lot of strife. Let's listen.
He sued Tavern on the Green.
He sued Tavern on the Green?
He did.
For
and
what?
He won for age discrimination.
Really?
You Google him and you will see all the people he sued.
She's proud of you.
But it was only me. It's all together working 200
Yeah, it's
people
like
in the
A class action?
Correct.
He's very smart.
You.
He's very smart. So when he goes after someone, you best to believe, be scared, because I understand he's gonna win. But Grandpa, I didn't. If I did, I would borrow the money and I would pay it back to him. But I didn't borrow it. I didn't. So I don't feel why I should have to pay for
Your
it.
Honor, she came to my house with her mother. She got $800
Wait, where was she when you handed the $800? Who did you hand the $800 to?
to her.
Not to the mom?
No.
Even though the mom was there
Because
now?
she's the boss in the house. She's the one, she do everything.
Okay, but you handed
When
to
her mother
her
died-
and not to your granddaughter?
No,
Where's your wife?
she's home. She's very sick.
She didn't want to be here, did she?
She's in
very
bed for the
sick.
last year and a half.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Since my daughter died, my wife is very sick.
My grandfather has very...
How do you think it makes her feel that you're suing your
Your Honor, I don't want to know anything about this young lady. If I tell you everything, you won't believe it.
What are you so mad at?
It's very complicated in this family.
It's
It's too
complicated
bad
in
it's
every
also
family.
my family. I
It's
don't want to say
complicated
anything.
in every family.
He's been
I
through a lot,
understand that.
Your Honor. He's buried all of his kids and all of his grandkids.
All of them?
All of them.
Oh my gosh.
He's buried all of his 3 children and those children, and he buried all of his grandkids. He's been through a lot. He has. But I don't want to call him a liar, but he's not telling the truth.
You Honor,
He's very
when-
convinced
when-
of it.
When her mother died, she got the money back from her brother-in-law. He gave it $800 to
What
her.
does the brother-in-law have to do with this?
He's nothing to me. They don't have any money. They live far away. I don't have any
No,
communication.
but why does he anchor them in here? What is
But
it?
him, because he despises him for some reason.
But why does he think you gave the money to him?
I don't know. Honestly, I really, truly do not know.
Did you give money to him?
No, I did not.
Did he have something to do
He
with
never
the
had
obtaining
anything to
of a
do. My
divorce?
mom went over there, asked him, Grandpa, I do not want to be married to this man. Point blank, simple. Can you lend me the money? He obliged. He gave it to her.
Were you present?
I was not there when he gave her the money. I wasn't. But my mom told me about it.
And then you talked to him about it.
Yeah, and then when
said,
she
I
was
understand that she borrowed some money, and as soon as she starts getting her unemployment, she'll start paying you back.
Correct.
She passed away very quickly after that.
Very quickly, she was diagnosed. She was misdiagnosed with multiple sclerosis. So when she passed away, she had cancer from her head to her toe.
Oh my goodness! How does a
She didn't
misdiagnosis of that
she didn't even know that she had cancer.
Talk to me about the camera.
The camera, I've always do things for my grandfather as far as take pictures and do slideshow. He never paid me for that. Grandpa, you never paid me
I
for
give you
that.
$200 for the album.
No, you did not.
Sure, I give you $200.
Now, the Shutterfly album costs about how much?
The Shutterfly album costs about $60.
$60 or something
Yeah.
like that. But and he says he paid you to do it. He gave you $200.
No, he never ever paid me.
And that's where we are. That's you say yes, she says no. Is there anything in writing between the two of
No,
you?
I don't have it in writing.
Did your wife write an affidavit corroborating that
If
it's
I
the
call
way
my
you
grandmother
say?
right now and just put her on speaker and I'll be like, Grandma, you know I'm here.
Please, I don't want to do that.
She would say, well,
What happens if I call your wife right now? What is she gonna say?
You ask anything you want to do. Please do it.
She's not a liar.
No, but I don't want to. Is she well enough for me to call?
Yes, she is.
She can answer the phone, please.
Does she know that I'm going to call her? Did you guys tell her
No.
that we might call her?
Well, she know I'm here.
She knows you're here?
Yes.
I think you should call her.
What do you think?
Please, call her.
Really?
I do. Because my grandma, she's not gonna lie. She's not like that.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Would you ever sue a relative if you thought that relative did you wrong?
Maybe it's like extended family. If they
Oh, like a cousin you would, but a brother you wouldn't.
yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I'd take up a court.
What? You could ruin the relationship, you realize, right?
It would be the last measure. If there was no other measure already taken.
Who would not sue a relative under any circumstances? Everybody would sue a relative. Okay, I like that. Going inside the courtroom.
Okay. Why don't you get her on the line? And do you have a cell phone?
Yeah, I have it, but I don't know how to work it. Sorry.
How long have you been married to your wife?
66 years. Long time.
God bless you.
Hi, Grandma. It's me, Jen. I'm good. No, not really. I wanted you to speak to the judge. She's gonna ask you a question. Okay, Grandma. I'm sorry. All right, so I'll call you later.
Okay.
I love you. She doesn't want to.
She doesn't want to get involved. That's all right. It's all right. What did she say?
She said, "No, I'm sick. That's why I didn't go over there."
Okay. I want her to know that he said to call her too, so she doesn't blame you, okay?
Yeah, she won't blame me.
You make sure to tell your wife that you also suggested it so that she doesn't blame her for putting her in the middle. Talk to me about the camera, though. We never got there.
So anyway, like I was saying, so I do a lot of stuff, and I did the book for him for free. And it's Shutterfly. So I have an account with them and I get discounts and it didn't cost me anything. So he wanted me to do a DVD slideshow. And my mom goes there every week. Even when she had cancer, she goes there every week. So she took the camera with her so I can do a project. And unfortunately, the camera disappeared. And I never got to do the project for her.
Did you ever see the camera?
No, it was in my mom's house because I don't live with my mom.
You think one of your siblings took it?
I don't know.
Who's the one who took the camera from your house? Your granddaughter or your great-granddaughter?
She did it.
She took the camera from the house?
She was in my house when I gave her the $800.
No, I'm talking about the camera.
So, okay,
She
he
did.
said she was in the house when I gave her the $800. No, I was not. So when you gave who the $800?
Everything I say, you honor, she say
You
no.
contradicted yourself right now.
Oh, no, he just used the pronoun she and her.
But I want you to know this. When her mother died, she buried her mother someplace nobody knows.
Because I couldn't
And she
afford
don't
to
wanna
bury her
tell
in New
Her
York.
own brothers, they don't want to tell. Because she's the boss in the house. Her brothers, they don't know where the mother is buried.
Well, who had to bury her? Because the brothers were doing what?
They don't do nothing.
Exactly. So she's the boss in the house because everybody else left her in this position.
And why she
I
got-
bet she'd love to have 3 brothers who take the bull by the horns and don't leave her in this position
I couldn't bury my mom in New York.
because you couldn't afford to.
I buried her in Jersey. I couldn't afford it.
Okay.
Your Honor,
Yeah.
ask her why she was in jail.
I'll tell you. You don't have to
Were
ask
you
me.
convicted of a crime? Yes
No.
or no? No? Then
But I
it's-
will voluntarily tell you.
If you want to say it, you
I-
can say it.
I
I'm
want
not
to.
asking you because it's not relevant unless you were convicted, but go ahead.
When my mom was diagnosed with cancer, I spent the nights in the hospital with her and then I would go to work. One time I came home and my brother was having a huge party in my mom's house with his girlfriend. It made me angry. So I hit her. I was arrested and I went to jail. And that's what happened. And she dropped the charges.
Okay. All right, Mr. Borja. Well, you win some and you lose some, and today you're going to lose some. I find that regardless of who transported money, and she says she didn't, that you know that you were making a loan to your granddaughter and not your great-granddaughter, and I don't find that your great-granddaughter has to pay back the $800 loan that you made to your daughter. I am also finding her testimony that she never ended up even seeing the camera to be credible testimony, and I am ruling in her favor. Mr. Borja, I know that you're angry and that you feel justified in bringing forth the lawsuit. I have to ask you to ask yourself, at the end of the day, what's going to be more important, who won in here or the relationship that you have with your great-granddaughter? Eso usted se lo pregunta a usted mismo.
Yo no tengo que contestarlo porque no quiero
lo
saber
tiene que
nada de
contestar.
esta familia.
No, pero ¿sabe algo? Lo va a tener que contestar a usted mismo, a su propio corazón en
Claro.
algún momento.
Claro,
No en este momento, pero en algún momento.
claro.
All right. Good luck to you, folks. Sorry.
May I have in my album, please?
All right, so the plaintiff comes out here. Sir, come right in next to me and tell me, how's you?
It's no comments, please. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's it?
Thank you.
You sure that's the way you want to leave it here?
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Absolutely. Right around the corner this way.
Where's
Okay?
my jacket?
It's right in the back there. They'll get it for you. All right. with total respect for the elderly gentleman, he didn't want to have any comment. And how are you feeling coming out of the courtroom here?
I don't feel good. It's my grandfather, so.
If I could have asked him a question, I would have asked him, don't you want a relationship with your great-granddaughter? I mean, isn't that more important? Just like the judge asked him. What's your feeling about that?
He has that relationship with me. He has to love me because I'm his granddaughter. So at the end of the day, he says he doesn't want to have anything to do with me, but he has to. I'm going to go see him when I want to. I'm going to hug him when I want to. So at the end of the day, he has to.
Okay.
I'll sue him for that.
Good luck to you.
Okay.
All right. Harvey.
You know, you cannot sue a relative just because they're connected to the debtor. If you have somebody borrows money from you or whatever, you have to either sue that person, or if the person dies, you can sue the person's estate. But it doesn't matter if it's a relative who was taking care of the person. You have to sue the person who borrowed the money and didn't repay. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.